guys, Dan here with another weekend review. I want to throw out there, just in case some of my new subscribers don't already know this, but if you go to my main page, you can follow me on Goodreads if you're wanting to know like everything I'm reading in its entirety. Sometimes I'll switch up Kindle books and I won't film a new video for when I'm reading a new Kindle book. And same goes for any comics I'm reading from NetGalley. I've read a couple of interesting comics from NetGalley, but I don't want to share with you on this video because I'm reading them on my Android, and my Android's kind of small, so it's not like I can... I tried it one time in the previous video, and it just didn't work out too well because I couldn't show the pictures and like show you how good they look on such a small screen. So I figure if you want to follow me on Goodreads, you can follow me there and you can find out what other books I'm reading that I'm not sharing here in this week in review. Well, the first book I read for the week is Deadpool versus Thanos. And one of the things I have to say about Deadpool books is they're a 50-50. They're either going to be really good or they're going to be really bad. Sometimes you'll get some that are mediocre, like this one, for example. I know on Goodreads a lot of people really didn't like this one. It does sound like the premise, that Deadpool versus Thanos sounds like a really good idea. But it's another one of those things, it's not a versus, it's really a team-up. And they're trying to track down Lady Death because people are just not dying anywhere in the universe. So it was okay. Some of the jokes were kind of funny, but most of them were kind of lame. And I didn't feel that this was a 2-star book. I mean, it was somewhat enjoyable. I mean, it could have been a lot better. But I did rate this only 3 out of 5 stars. If you're a Deadpool fan, it's worth checking out, but like it's not a must-read. Up next we have Warzone's Age of Apocalypse. I have to admit, I really, really loved the Age of Apocalypse storyline. But this, on the other hand, and this is going to be a perfect example of why I think the library is a good thing, because you can borrow books from the library and not have to pay for them. Me, on the other hand, my library didn't have this, so I ended up having to buy it. And, well, yeah. For one, the artwork really makes all the characters look kind of hideous. And another thing, all the characters in this book were not from the Age of Apocalypse storyline. Somehow things are different, like Magneto's not married to Rogue, he's married to Emma Frost, and Wolverine's still alive, and a couple of the other people, and it just really did not impress me like the original storyline did. And of course this has nothing, it doesn't mention anything of Battleworld besides the fact that Apocalypse is the Baron or whatever. So it was really bad, and I only rated this 2 out of 5 stars. Loved the namesake, but no, not having this. After that, I read Inferno War Zones, and this is another storyline, an X-Men storyline that I really, really enjoyed. It's been years since I've read it. I would like to find another copy of it and read it again to refresh my memory, but yeah, it's been a while. This one, on the other hand, the art was much better, and it takes place in a part of the battle world where the Inferno is going on. And if you're not familiar with the Inferno, it was where Darkchild, who is Colossus's sister, was in control of these demons, and they take over New York City. So it was really interesting to revisit this world again, and like I said, I would like to reread that original story. I did not think this was that great. I mean, it was just okay, and I did rate this 3 out of 5 stars. Up next, we have House of M War Zones. Of course, this is from another great X-Men storyline. If you're not familiar with the House of M, it was when Wanda, the Scarlet Witch, kind of got all the mutants. She created this world where Magneto was the king and her siblings were in power, like the royal house, the House of M. So in this one book, there's the humans are trying to take back the government, and you know there's a coup within involving Quicksilver and Namor. So I did think this was enjoyable, but it wasn't that great. This is another 3 out of 5 star book. It's worth picking up. I mean, if you like the X stories and if you like the House of M, you might like this one too. Okay, so I'm going to end this week in review a little bit early this week. To be quite honest, you guys, I did not have a great reading week. A majority of the books that I have read this week have been mediocre. They've just been plain average or below average. I'm going to finish up this with 2 more books. Up next we have John Constantine Hellblazer, Last Man Standing, and I'm not even sure which volume this is. It might be 11 or 12. When I find it out, I'll put a caption up for which volume it is. But this one takes place in an area of England where there is Merlin comes back, and there's a descendant of King Arthur, and there's also another story where the ghosts come back, and it was just, I don't know, it was okay. I mean, some of this, like the King Arthur story with Merlin was really good, but then the rest of it was just kind of lame, and it was just okay. So I only rated this one 3 out of 5 stars. It is what it is. And then after that, I read Star Wars Adventures, and this one's called Princess Leia and the Royal Ransom. Now this one, it is like a teeny tiny book, and the artwork is really blurry looking. When I first noticed the first few pages of this, I kept looking at it and I'm like, why is it so blurry looking? And it must be digitally drawn. And it was kind of distracting, and I couldn't really get into the story because it was really rushed. It was about this princess who was up for ransom, and Leia and Han have to go rescue her. So it was really just kind of lame. And I only rated this 2 out of 5 stars. And I did read some other books that I only rated 1 star, like 2 other books, but I don't want to share those with you guys, just because I really don't want to, you know, show books that I thought were such a low quality, so I don't want to waste my time sharing them with you. Sorry for the lack of really, really great books this week. I feel like I've let you guys down. I know that when you subscribe to a channel, you want to see really great stuff, especially if you're subscribing to a comic book channel. You're looking for some really great books to see, but I'm sorry I kind of let you down this week. Hopefully I don't lose any subscribers, because this was kind of a okay week in review. But if you read any of these, let me know what you thought of them. If you plan on reading any of them, let me know that too. And thank you for watching. Till next time, later guys.